Hi there, guys. Coach Kevin here. Quick, like 6, 7 minutes here to just reinforce the build-up patterns or opportunities, options, principles that we're actually going to go over real quick. So obviously, with the red team playing against the other team, both teams in a 3-4-1 formation. So if you build up on the right, you see the players that are directly involved are holding mid, our attacking mid, our right back, and obviously our goalie and our center back. The two players that are still involved are our right wing and center forward. So let's start with first things first, our starting positions. Right. So obviously, when we have the ball, we want to make it as long and as wide as we can. So our center forward needs to push this center back way back as long as we can. Our right wing needs to be high and wide as long as he's not offsides, right? So this number five now has a decision to make. Either he stays there, but then obviously he's very, very vulnerable in the back, or number five will drop back so he actually sees the player and the ball at the same time. So for our player, number seven here, along with number two, what we're trying to do is we try to get it on the player's blind side. So what's a blind side? A blind side basically means that this player needs to turn his head from right to left, left to right in order to see the ball and the player, right? Which is hard to defend. Now, if number five is all the way in the back, he sees the player and he sees the ball at the same time, right? So that's not something that we're trying to do. We want to make it as hard as we can for the other team to get the ball. So right off the bat, this number two, our right back, there's no point in him being over here, right? He needs to be a little bit higher, so number 11 needs to make that decision as well. Either he follows him or he stays there, right? On number 10, same thing. He's on the blind side of his direct man marking, holding mid from the other team, right? We do not want you here. We want you to get there, but we want you to start over there. So number 6 needs a decision to make. Either he stays there or he drops back, which helps us, right? Because if we can clear the ball all the way to attacking half, that would be amazing. So number 6 is our holding mid, which is kind of our balance and the glue that holds it all together. So number 6 role and responsibility is basically what would happen if we lose the ball. So if you build up on this side, number 6 is there to basically be a body in between the goal and the player in possession for the other team. Number 6 will also be involved, but that's just worst case, right? And I'll get to that a little bit later. Please note the starting positions for the other wingers. So once we know that we're actually building up on this side, our left back could be a little bit pinched in. Then he has kind of the same role as number 6 here. What would happen if we lose the ball? So it's very important that we are ready for a transition play. Number 11, same thing. What would happen if we lose the ball here? So you can actually pinch in and try to help us out. Or what if we get the ball into midfield? What can we do to actually support our player, right? So we can go long at that point into space, or we can actually combine with number 10 or number 9 here with a little give and go. All right, so but obviously that's not a coaching topic. So back to basics, to what we're here for, the build-up play. So our goalie has the ball. Obviously, our goalie has the same options as our center back here, right? So if we have a quick distribution and the speed of execution is high, our goalie could easily play the same balls as our number 4, our center back, right? Now, if that's not the case, which is typically not the case, right? Our first pass is basically always to our center back here. Now, our center back, whether it's Charlie Dawson or somebody else, we're always looking for a forward pass. So once the ball is in play, our attacking mid needs to show himself right here. And you see what happened to the rhombus and the diamond here? It went from a very stretched out to basically more of a perfect diamond, right here. So number 7, same thing. We can't really reach you when you're still on their blind side. So once the ball is in play, make sure that we possibly create a passing channel here, or we can actually pinch inside as well, right? So let me just disconnect 7 and 9 here, right? So the connectors are no longer showing, right? So number 7 also has a role in this, but that's for later. So if Dawson or Charlie have the ball, first option would be we pass the ball forward, because with a pass forward, you're actually beating these two players. Third player, if you count number 8, once the ball moves forward, then obviously the right back still needs to be a supporting player to possibly receive the ball back and see where we're at right now. Now we're in midfield, right, which is a different coaching topic. Don't forget, building up from the back is trying to get the ball in a safely manner into midfield. So our defending third into midfield third, right? So the sooner we can get the ball with a connecting pass into midfield third, the better. So once your number 10 has the ball, then obviously other players engage as well, right? Your number 7 can come in the ball, so you can actually play a little give and go here, right? But then your number 7 is also, right, engaged and part of the play. But again, that's a different topic then, because then we're in midfield. So if you can't go forward, option 1, you want to go around. So typically what happens is if number 10 is not available, right, for whatever reason, too slow or strongly marked, right, if your center back has the ball, 2 players can press the ball. What usually happens is number 11, the left wing pressures. So what happens here? We have an open passing channel to our right back as well, right? So you take your first touch directional inside of your foot, so you can actually take the ball into space. Green means go, remember? So you want to take space and see where we're at right now. Now we're back into midfield, right? Which is this is where we want to get to, right? Another thing that could possibly happen is if your number 2 stays wide, number 11 stays there, right? Number 7 is on the blind side. Number 10, for whatever reason, not engaged or not confident enough. This number 9 will press the ball, right? So if number 9 pressures the ball, then our center back needs a decision to make. Either he still goes long, but then obviously there's not really a connecting pass. It's not a high percentage pass. So you want to look as long as you can, right, to try and get the ball away from our goal, if that's your option. Now, a second option would be is where you basically play your number 6. But then your number 6, if your number 6 is very, very technical, he might keep control and possession of the ball and turn outside so you can actually, get the ball into midfield to your winger. But what usually happens is that these players are typically, intelligent players because they're there for the balance. They kind of soccer intelligence is way up there, or should be way up there. They understand that if they get the ball on top of the 18 on a build-up play, they know that our center back did not have any options forward, right? So, because he's trying to go around now. So typically what happens is they just take one touch or not even a touch, and they know they have to clear the ball upfield because this is a very vulnerable, dangerous position here. So if he loses the ball right here, this is an open shot on goal, and it's a goal, right? So this is a very, very important position. That's why we need very coachable, disciplined, focused players in that position. So that's kind of where we're at, in regards to build-up play. So that's on the right-hand side. So let's just see if we can put this into an animation so we actually see this. Okay, so there we go. Goalie to the center back, number 11 pressures, and we're up the field and done. And this is basically just another combination play, but you see kind of what we're trying to do, right? So let us play it back again. Number 11 pressures, passing channel to the right, and we can move up. Right, there we go. That's another one. All right, it's the same thing. So let's see here if I have another one. Oh, to number 8. Right, so this is basically your number 10 or your number 8 who's going to get involved. So let's do this quickly. And there we go. Number 10, number 9, everybody's engaged. You see the number 9, number 11 pressing. Number 10 has the ball. He can choose to play a little give and go or just play number 7 directly. So let's do this again. 2 players pressing. He decides to go. So if this number 10 is not available, right, then obviously, right, you need to go long as well, right? Oh, sorry. Right, you need to go long and bypass number 10 and play the ball into this space right here behind number 6. All right, there we go. Right, so that's kind of where we're at. Just wanted to reinforce those starting positions. So obviously, same thing is going over on the other side, right, where your left back now gets involved. Number 11 is involved. Your number 9 shift over. This attacking mid shifts over. Right, so that's kind of, let me do this quick. Right, so number 9 is going to press. Number 8 stays with number 6. This number 2, he knows that we're building up on that side, so we want to make sure that what happens when we lose the ball. So he's actually pinched in a little bit. Right, so same thing. Number 4 has the ball. If 7 pinches, then you have a passing channel to your left back, Uriah, or whoever, and we're up into midfield at that point. Or if number 9 pressures the ball, right, like here, then you basically need to take space quickly and beat number 9 running with the ball, or you want to play your number